So, Greg, how do you think the game went today?
Didn't really stick to our game plan, first half especially. Allowed them to sort of control the tempo of it, turn it into a bit of a physical battle. Second half, we're much more at our usual selves, playing better football, had enough chances to win it in normal time. But then, boys dug deeper next time, got the job done, and through to the next round.
So, is there anything you thought that you could do better today?
100%. We just weren't at it. We didn't play good enough football. We tried to make it into fights across the pitch, and that's not what we're about. We're a technical team. We like the ball on the ground, trying to play our football, which is evident in how we scored our goals in the second half. In the second half of extra time, or first half of extra time, sorry. That's how we play our football. When we get in control, get the ball down, we dictate how teams play. Whereas in the first sort of 90 minutes, we definitely allowed them to make it a physical battle, which we're just not capable to do.
Last thing, just a bit about Blakey. Is he alright?
So he came off. It was concussion. Obviously, he's absolutely gutted that he missed out on the performance. And being a part of the team, it's one of them ones he would be checked up on. Maybe out for a week. We don't know, but it's not too serious. But we couldn't carry him on the game.
Okay, thank you. So you mentioned that they're higher up than you. Do you think you came into this game as underdogs, and do you think that changed your mentality at all, or was it just the same?
Well, it's hard to say because obviously this is our first proper cup game against a good team, a higher up team as such. So we didn't really know what to expect, but we got to back ourselves because university football, I don't think there is miles and miles apart teams. But we backed ourselves, we went into it, and by half time, even though we played poorly, we knew we were the better team. So all the worries, if people did have it, certain players maybe would have had that, were gone by half time because we were the better team.
I know it's easy to say you want to win it, but do you think you can?
I don't see why not. Like, we've looked at who we can play. They're 2 leagues above us, top of their league, and they've won their games convincingly. And if we can do that to them, and when we've played fairly poorly, I think we can beat anyone.
So obviously there's been a few injuries recently with Charlie Daniel out, Radzi out. Do you think that had an impact on how you came into the game at all?
Yeah, well, obviously it's 2 big losses, one being our captain and one being quite a big part taking our set pieces and a huge playmaker in our team. However, it did bring in the likes of like Callum and Regan, more like athletic players that could have the engine in there, and I think it did work successfully even though we were missing, but I hope they have a good recovery and can't wait for them to come back.
It's good that we also have people to come on off the bench who can make an impact as well.
Blakey came off injured quite early. I know he's quite a big figure in your team. Do you think that had much of an impact, or did you have to just try and sort of put it to one side?
To be fair, I think 10 minutes after it did have a bit of an effect as we started to slack off a little bit after he went off, because he did go off quite early on, but luckily we managed to round up the troops and get on with it.
Do you think it had much of an impact, or...?
I think we just had to get on with it, especially as Hodder came on. He hasn't had many minutes this season, so he worked hard.
Yeah, and we know he's a powerful athletic player, so we were quite happy with that.
So well done to you guys, goal scorer, well done getting your first goal, and man of the match, well done.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Guys.
Cheers.